Hey everyone, welcome to my first Q&A video. I was initially going to do this probably last week, but I was a little busy, so I didn't really have time to work on this. But now we're doing it. I know some of you have been waiting a bit for it. I'm very, very thankful to all of you who sent in some questions. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully, next time we do this, when we hit something like maybe 500 or even 1,000, if we can do that, by sometime this year, that'd be amazing. But as usual, I don't want to waste your time. So let's just get straight into the first question, which was, it's actually a two-parter. If you could have one villain in the Arkham series that didn't appear, who would it be and why? And to answer that question, I'm actually not too sure. I think that they use a lot of characters very, very well in the Arkham games. I am pretty familiar with Batman and his comics, however, I'm not that big on comics themselves, so even though I know a lot of Batman characters, I don't actually read the comics. I've read a few in saying that, but one character I'm actually really interested in is Prometheus. I think he'd be a very cool character to include in these games. He's just I'd say he's pretty obscure. Not a lot of people know about him, and I think that he would be a pretty cool addition. But aside from that, I think they've used a lot of his characters and they've used them all pretty well. Once I actually start editing, I might think of another character that's really obvious that I just can't think of right now that I wish was in it. But for now, my answer is going to be Prometheus. And the second part was, if you were to make another Arkham game, what would you like it to be about? And if I made a Arkham game, I have had two ideas. Actually, that's a lie, three. I would love a Batman Beyond game. I'd also really, really like a game where we get to play as Thomas Wayne instead of Bruce. So obviously we know not obviously, but for those who read the comics and stuff like that, or the one at least where this is the case, where Bruce and his mum are killed instead of Bruce's dad and mum. So I like that sort of different take on the story, and he's a lot more violent as Batman. He kills people, and not to sound like a psycho, but I think that'd be a cool way to differentiate it and make it feel like its own Arkham game, is to be actually able to kill criminals. Hopefully that doesn't make me sound evil. And the other idea that I had, I would love to have a game set between Origins and Asylum, maybe 5 to 7 years into Batman's career. But I'd also like that to be made by Warner Bros. Montreal. I think that'd be really cool. Bring Roger Craig Smith back as Batman and try to get Troy Baker back as Joker. I think that would be really, really cool. All right, now for my second question, which is also a two-parter. Would you want future Arkhamverse games that feature Batman without Kevin Conroy? I would. I think that, as I said, I wouldn't mind a game between Origins and Asylum. I wouldn't mind there being a bunch of games set in between those made by Warner Bros. Montreal or even by Rocksteady. I really don't mind. Even though I think Kevin Conroy is definitely the definitive Batman, I wouldn't mind if someone else took up the role as long as they did a good job. And the second part of this question, since James Gunn said that they have no plans to end the Arkhamverse after Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, which character would you choose to get a game afterwards? I would actually it's probably the most simple answer, but I would actually really like a Superman game. I haven't actually played any Superman games, at least games specifically centered around Superman, so I'd love a Arkham game, but based on Superman. Maybe we could fly around Krypton. I think that'd be a really, really cool idea for a game, and something I'd definitely like to see. Thank you for the question. I didn't say that about the first question, but literally about all of the questions. Thank you for sending them in. All right, next question. What features do you think should have been in the Arkham series? I actually have it's a really short video from a while ago that I made, that I think it was the missed opportunities in the Arkham series, but I think the biggest missed feature was letting us play as all of the other characters in free roam in Arkham Knight. I think once you beat the game, it would have been really cool to be able to explore the world as Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, Arkham Knight, like all the playable characters, aside from Batman, of course. But yeah, that's probably the biggest missed feature, I think. I think like between each game they managed to include a whole lot of new features like gadgets and bat suits. Like there isn't too much they missed, in my opinion. So I think overall they did pretty well and there wasn't too many missed features, but that is what I would add. Okay, next one. Hey, hi. What are your thoughts on Gotham Knights, and besides future playthroughs of Arkham games, any plans on playing through older Mortal Kombat games? In terms of Gotham Knights, I actually love Gotham Knights. I only just recently bought it last week, funnily enough, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And I've considered doing a playthrough of that as well, but that would probably be till after the Arkham games. And also, because this was like my first time seeing the story, it's kind of too late now because I'm early in the story. I'm actually right as recording this, I was just playing the Mr. Freeze boss fight, and holy fuck, it's a bitch. So I'm probably doing it wrong, but still, I'm enjoying the game a lot. And in terms of playthroughs of Mortal Kombat games, the older Mortal Kombat games, it depends what you want. In terms of in the actual question, it asked if I'd play Mortal Kombat 2. I'm actually trying to save up some money right now to buy a Mortal Kombat arcade machine, which actually has the first 3 games, but it costs a shit ton of money. So you might have to wait a while for that, but I've definitely thought about it. In terms of playing games from like the 3D era, I don't actually know how I'd record that, but it's definitely not out of the question. And in terms of the newer Mortal Kombat games, 100% I could do that pretty easily. So yeah, definitely not out of the question, and I can almost guarantee some point in the future I will do a playthrough of those games. It'll just take a while because I do not have a lot of money. Now, time for the next question. What inspired you to start making videos, and also what editing software do you use to combine the clips into one video? What inspired me to do YouTube? I always, since I was probably around 14, I was making YouTube videos with my little baby voice, and I always really enjoyed it, but the views were just always terrible. I'm not going to mention the name of the channel I used to have, it is deleted. But yeah, it wasn't working for me, but I loved making videos. I loved thinking of ideas. I loved the creative side of YouTube, you know, thinking of what to do and then doing something I love, like playing games, and sharing it with people was always amazing to me and always something I wanted to do in the future. So that's what inspired me, really, is just, it's something that I really enjoy doing. And I think when it comes to jobs, and even though this isn't a job for me, even though I would love for it to be in the future, it's definitely, I feel like you should enjoy the job you do. Like, that's the best case scenario, I think, is enjoying your job. And as I said, while this isn't a job for me yet, I'd love for it to be in the future. So that's why I'm trying to get so many videos out, and why I'm so glad that a lot of you guys seem to enjoy the videos. And, you know, I'll say this a bunch of times in the future, but whether or not a video gets 10 views or, you know, 3,000, I really don't mind. I just really appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me recently. And in terms of the editing software, you guys can tell I don't script my videos because I just, you know, ramble. But the editing software I use is not actually a proper like editing software. I actually use CapCut, which is free for your phone and your laptop. I did used to use Premiere Pro, however, you have to pay for that. And as I said, like, I haven't really said this actually, but I try to save money as much as I can. So unless I'm buying like a game that I'll cover on my channel, or maybe like food, aside from that, I don't really buy much. So I'm just trying to save up a little. So paying for an editing software is not out of the question. In the future, I'll probably, you know, use an actual editing software to make the videos better and better quality. I actually make my thumbnails on CapCut as well, but I have on previous channels that I had that I've deleted, they had, you know, they actually had proper editing software and like proper thumbnails. So definitely we'll be doing that in the future. But for now, I use CapCut. Now for the next question. Hey, hello. Just wanted to say, man, I love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. You are a legend. My question is, what next Arkham game would you like to see Rocksteady make? Okay, yeah, so this is sort of similar to one of the questions I just answered before. Not to discredit this question at all. I think that the next Arkham game I'd like to see out of those three is probably the one that I want the most is the one in between Origins and Asylum, but that'd probably be made by WB Games. So I would have to say probably a Thomas Wayne Batman Arkham game. So that's probably the one I want the most. I think that'd be a very different take, and you'd probably have like a bunch of gadgets that are intended to kill people instead of just make them unconscious. I think that'd be a really, really cool way to take the Arkham games for sure. Will you ever make videos about Insomniac's Spider-Man games? Definitely not out of the question. I actually have Spider-Man. I have the first Spider-Man game for PS4. And I haven't actually finished it. I haven't played it much because, I'll be completely honest, I'm actually not a big Spider-Man fan. I'm not a big Marvel fan. Not to say I dislike it at all. I've just always been more of a DC person, obviously. So it's definitely not out of the question, and I could definitely do like a playthrough or something of it. But in terms of actual videos, I don't have plans to cover them anytime soon. However, if, you know, a lot of you guys want me to, then absolutely, for sure, I'll do it. What Arkham timeline plot hole bothers you the most? Ooh, what plot holes bother me the most? I know that there's quite a few plot holes in the series. The biggest plot hole that bothers me, and I don't really know if you'd count this as a plot hole, but the fact that in Arkham Knight, we know it's Jason, who of course used to work for Batman, so I find it weird that he would have unmanned tanks go after Batman, because then Batman can just destroy bro's tanks and it doesn't really mean anything. Like, if you put people in them, Batman couldn't destroy all this shit you paid so much money for. I mean, I know it's not really a plot hole, but it's stupid because, I don't know, it's just always sort of bothered me because it's just next level stupid. I mean, he used to work for Batman. He knows he's not going to kill, so put people in your tanks so that Batman can't blow up all this stuff you just, fucking use your parents' bank account to buy. Like, I don't know. That's probably the biggest thing. Again, that might not really count as a plot hole. If I can think of a bigger one that bothers me, I'll definitely leave it in the comments. But as usual, thank you for the question. Next question. This one's really different and I actually appreciate that. What kind of music do you like? As I said, definitely the most random question, but definitely one I appreciate. The music I like, usually I listen to R&B sort of style music. My favorite artist is The Weeknd, definitely. He has been my favorite artist for probably 5-6 years now. And I hopefully will get to see him live this year. So definitely looking forward to that, and thank you for the question. What is your main goal in life, whether that be YouTube or anything else? And also, who is your favorite character in the Arkham series and why? My main goal in life, I would say, in terms of a career, it's absolutely YouTube. I had a lot of other ideas when I was younger. I initially wanted to work on a game like GTA or Mortal Kombat. I know those are two very different games, but not like work on those games, but like create a game series myself and, do stuff like, I've always been into art, so I really, really enjoy drawing. So I always wanted to be like a person who worked on character designs, like the designs of like the map for a game like GTA, something like that. And then I tried YouTube, it didn't work out. I went back to the game stuff. But even though I love drawing, and I am pretty decent at it, but I found that it just wasn't, it would take a lot of work, and as well as like YouTube takes a lot of work, but it also takes a lot of luck. And I think even though generally I would say I'm pretty unlucky in a instances, but in terms of YouTube, in the past I was pretty unlucky, but so far with all the support you guys have been giving me, it's amazing. So I'm just sticking with YouTube for now, and I think that is what I would love to do, you know, moving forward with my life. And my favorite character in the Arkham series, well, aside from Batman, I'm not sure if you mean playable or just in general, but in general, my favorite's probably Scarecrow. I really, really like Scarecrow. I really like Nightwing as well. Those are probably my two favorite characters aside from Batman, I would have to say. I like Joker, of course. I don't mind Harley either. Those are probably my favorite characters. And for the last question, give me a name, please. I don't really know what this means. I don't know if you want to, if that just means you want to know what my name is. I will say that this doesn't really answer your question, but I'll answer it in the comments if you see this video, man. But the name of the channel is literally just my name. So my name's Ash. I would I've been thinking of rebranding the channel, you know, give it a name, because having it just be Ash is very, it doesn't stand out. It's just my name. So if I added something to that, if you have any ideas, obviously let me know. And the person who sent me this question, if you see the video, let me know what you mean by that. Did you just want to know my name? It seems like that is the case, but I don't know. It was all in caps, so you really want to know the name. With that being said, this video has gone on pretty long. I spent 3 minutes answering the first question. I did not realize it would take me that long per question. So I just want to say thank you all for submitting these questions. Yeah, I'm actually surprised we got this many. I gave you guys, I think, around a week. So we got a good amount. I'm hoping that by the next time we do a video like this, maybe we can get 20 questions. And yeah, the next week, or by the time this goes up, it might be this week, I'm actually pretty busy, so I have scheduled around 3 to 4 videos for throughout the week. So unfortunately that does mean it'll probably be this video is either going to go up on Sunday or Monday. So if this video goes up on Monday, the next video might not be till Thursday, and then I'll try and do another one on Sunday, and then maybe Tuesday. I know that's a big gap, but I am pretty busy, so I apologize for that. But I'm hoping that the next few videos I work on will sort of tide you over until the week after, when I'm basically completely free. I'm not doing anything, so I can work on probably a video a day. So with all that being said, thank you all so much for sending through these questions. And if you have any more that you can think of, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, have a good day, everyone.